This is the L2C Media Network. Can you believe this, Harry? We stand on the precipice of television history tonight in, in sports. We stand on the precipice of two finals, the NBA tonight and the NHL tomorrow. We could possibly see both teams ending their seasons with game fours. Tonight, the basketball, tomorrow, hockey. I guarantee you, I think we're going to have fun tonight. Oh, what? Why would you say that? Because we don't have to program anything. ABC and ESPN are going to be going nutsoid should they win, should Boston and Florida win their respective uh, finals. Boston tonight, Florida tomorrow. And we're going to have it easy. Yes, but you gentlemen forget with every yin, there is a yang. I have a feeling tonight we're going to see some yangs. Hit the music. Well, actually, just hit your announce. Live, live from the Tom O'Neill Memorial Studios on the fourth floor of the Park Forest apartment complex here in Jackson, Michigan. The L2C Media Network is proud as a peacock to present Steve Sporty Balls. I'm your host, Franklin. I'm your host, Franklin Pangborn. And now, man that doesn't even forget his name. Here's the Max Man. I may not forget my I may not forget my name or my friends' names, but I forget where we are in this world. Anyway, welcome everybody. It's 10 o'clock. Jesus, crime and ninny. Guys, get us. Hang on. Momentito estelate. Hang on, folks. I think we missed it. I don't know, but did you turn this off accidentally? Thank you. We got to. No, I just did. Turn it on. Let's get going because I have a feeling tonight's the night. We're either going to have two ends of game fours, or we're going to have a possibility of one of the games, going to a fifth game. And right now we are trying to. Oh boy, if it is one thing, it's another. Yesterday we had a technical problem, and tonight we got more of a technical issue because the game started at 8 o'clock, and right now we are at 10:05, and something is not going right here. Something is not going right, and I'm just wondering if maybe something has happened here because we usually. Let's see. Thank you, boys. Oh, thank you. Now what? Thank you, boys. We're at 10:05 p.m. Thank you. Uh, God blessed American hell. Excuse me, folks. But we're going to try to see if we can't fly, uh, getting that maleficent way of loving here. It's a basketball game tonight. Okay, let's get to it. Let's see what happens. If we still got a chance, good. We got a chance. All right. Welcome, everybody. We are in the third quarter, and I knew this was going to happen. I knew. I told you guys. I told you, Franklin, Harry. I told you. Right now, third quarter, 10:24 remaining from Dallas. It is Boston 38, Dallas 67. And ooh, nice shooting, Tex. Took his legs out. Man, that was something to see. Number 40 tried to, well, he got the shot, and, well, whoa. So the Mavs gets Mav. You blew it, pal. Anyway, welcome to the show, guys. I don't know, guys. Harry, Franklin, you can go into the control room and watch the rest of the game here. We're going to keep the game on here whilst we do our show. Let's welcome everybody to the chat. Hi, everybody, to the chat. Matt and Nettie are joining us. And if you guys can hear us, if you guys can see us, we made it this far. So we got basketball tonight, and we got hockey tomorrow. Hockey could end a typical Saturday night, hockey night. So we will keep you updated. And right now it's 9:41 left in the third quarter. It is Dallas 70, Boston 38, which means no matter what happens, unless a miracle happens, they are going to a game 5 in Boston at the same time, 8 p.m. Saturday night. No, 8 p.m. Sunday night, I do. No, Sunday or Monday night. Uh, we'll find out. But wow, talk about your deep holes. And if the game ends like this, if the game ends and Boston can't even launch a comeback, which they are now, it's 40-70. 9:15 left to play in the third. Boston's got to have a big comeback, and we're trying to see Monday. Game 5 will be on Monday. So, isn't this thrilling? That's right, Monday night, 8 o'clock. Is it Monday night? Come on, guys, give me a scoop here. Okay, we'll find out while we do this program. I would have a monologue, but tonight we're just going to go right in it. Okay, let's get you some sports update-y-voos here, shall we? Here we go. This is going to be fun. Major League Baseball has disciplined umpire Pat Hoberg for violating the league's gambling policy. Major League Baseball confirmed to The Athletic. Hoberg denies betting on baseball and is appealing the discipline. He has not umpired a game this season, but was active last year. MLB released the following statement to The Athletic, to which we read. During this year's spring training, Major League Baseball commenced an investigation regarding potential violation of MLB sports betting policies by umpire Pat Hoberg. MLB said in a statement issued to The Athletic, Mr. Hoberg was removed from the field during the pendency of that investigation. While Major League Baseball's investigation did not find any evidence that games worked by Mr. Hoberg were compromised or manipulated in any way, MLB determined that discipline was warranted. Mr. Hoberg has chosen to appeal that determination. Therefore, we cannot comment further until the appeal process is concluded. Okay, that is quote and end quotation. Pardon for a moment. I know it's gross. I'm sorry. I don't have Kleenexes here today. I've only got toilet paper. Imagine me wiping my nose on toilet paper. Ew. Umpires are subject to Rule 21, which expressly forbids players and personnel from betting on baseball and being associated with illegal bookmakers. Baseball personnel are allowed to bet on other sports legally. The exact nature of Holberg's betting activity is unknown. Rule 21 says anyone found to have bet on a game in which they were involved is to be banned from baseball. Other violations come with a range of disciplinary measures. Holberg said in a statement via USA Today, quote, I'm appealing Major League Baseball's determination that I should be disciplined for violating the sports betting policies. While that appeal is pending, it would not be appropriate to discuss the case. That said, I have devoted my adult life to the profession of umpiring, and the integrity of baseball is of the utmost importance to me. I look forward to the appeal process, and I am grateful that Major League Baseball Umpires Association is supporting me in the appeal. Now, here's what you got to know about Holberg and MLB's history of gambling penalties. Uh, 37-year-old became a professional umpire in 2009 and was promoted to full-time Major League umpire in 2017. He is regarded as a very good home plate umpire, so much so that he called a perfect game, no incorrect balls and strikes. No incorrect ball and strike calls during Game 2 of the 2022 World Series, according to the umpires' scorecards. Let me repeat, according to the umpires' scorecard. There we go. Hey. And thanks to Twitx, here's what they're talking about. Let's show this. Hopefully you guys can see this. Oh, it's glory. Sorry that we can't focus here. I wish we could. But there it is. There's the perfect scorecard. Holberg worked postseason games every year from 2018 to 2022. He also worked the 2023 World Baseball Classic. Why are you doing this now? Okay, let's keep going. Gee, this is fun. I know. I gotta get some of this weight off quickly. Anyway, let me point the arrow this way so I'll be able to sit this down nicely. Let's see. Holberg worked. I've already said that. MLB's gambling policy, as noted in the introduction, MLB allows personnel to gamble on sports other than baseball and softball, provided that it is legal in their territory. Rule 21 includes two important points. The first point states any player, umpire, or club or league official or employee who shall bet any sum whatsoever upon any any baseball game in connection with which the bettor has no duty to perform shall be declared ineligible for 1 year. The other, which applies to those who bet on baseball, states, quote, any player, umpire, club, or league official or employee who shall bet any sum whatsoever upon any baseball game in connection with which the bettor has a duty to perform shall be declared permanently ineligible, or Pete Rose. For a player, the phrase duty to perform means either the active roster or the insured list for the game on which the bet was placed. For an umpire, it means being assigned to the game. Now, other scandals. Early this month, San Diego Padres infielder Tucupita Marciano was banned for life after it was found he bet on baseball while with the Pittsburgh Pirates. Marcano was on the injured list at the time and did not play in any games he bet on, but because he had a duty to perform in those games per Rule 21, the Pete Rose rule, he was banned for life. Padres lefty Jay Groom, Oakland Athletics righty Michael Kelly, Arizona Diamondbacks lefty Andrew Scal Frank and Philadelphia Phillies infielder Jose Rodriguez were recently given 1-year suspensions for betting on baseball games they were not involved in, either as active players or while on the injured list. The list continues. Ippei Mizura, Shohei Ohtani's longtime interpreter, recently pled guilty to bank tax fraud charges and is facing up to 33 years in prison. Mizuhara is accused of stealing roughly $17 million from Ohtani through a series of wire transfers. The money was used to pay Mizuhara's gambling debts, among other things. Atlanta Braves minor leaguer David Fletcher is also being investigated by Major League Baseball for placing bets with the same illegal bookmaker that Mizuhara used. Neither Mizuhara nor Fletcher is alleged to have gambled on baseball, but betting on any sport through legal channels is forbidden by MLB. Oh, boy. Okay, let's give you an update on the game that our announcers and most of the crew here are watching at the moment. Dallas leads 75-42. Check that, 76-42. It is a 34-point lead. Oh, boy. Okay, let's keep going. We're at 17 minutiae. 32-point lead, man. The U.S. Open is not supposed to be this easy. No one tell that to Ludwig Auber. Following a 4 under 66 with a 69 on Friday, the young Swede played the first major championship season of his career, will take a one-stroke lead at 5 under into moving day. Auber sits ahead of Brian DeChambeau, Patrick Cantlay, and Thomas Dietrich entering the weekend at North Carolina. Auber will attempt to become the second debutant to win the U.S. Open, the first since Francis Ouimet, an amateur, did so at the country club in 1913. Not only does Auber's march around Pinehurst mark his first in the U.S. Open, it represents just his third career major appearance, even if it looks closer to his 30th. At the halfway point, the 24-year-old leads the field in both driving accuracy, 26 of 28 fairways, and greens in regulation, 30 of 36, putting his prodigious ball striking on display for all to see. It took nearly 4 o'clock on Friday for Auber to miss a fairway in this championship as he connected on his first 20 fairways. I'm getting this haircut, so help me, Crimmins. Okay, let's keep going. Fairways and greens is a healthy diet for any major championship, let alone a U.S. Open. At Pinehurst number 2, through 2 rounds, Auber clearly has the appetite. While it takes some years and numerous major appearances to figure out what they can pile on their plate, the robotic right-hander seems to have consumed the knowledge just 10 rounds in his major career. Fun. 47-78, Dallas, 6:07 left to play in the third. Boston crawling back little by little, so the fourth quarter should be fun. We hope. Fairways and greens is healthy diet for any major championship, let alone the U.S. Open. At Pinehurst number 2. Oh, I've already read that part. In his major career, he knows what he can chew off and what he cannot stomach. He knows his restrictions, if there are any, and he knows he could digest this weekend thanks to a contention run at the Masters 2 months ago that resulted in a runner-up finish to Scotty Scheffler. Now, let's get to the board. Ludwig Auber, 5 under. We have a 3-way tie for second between Bryson DeChambeau, Patrick Cantlay, Thomas Dietrich at 4 under. Tie for fifth between 3 players, Rory McIlroy, Tony Finau, and Matthew Pavon at 3 under. Hideki Matsuyama is in 8th at 2 under. And several are tied at 9. Xander Schauffele, Tyrell Hatton, Tom Kim, SK Bataya, Tim Wilding, Corey Connors, and Zach Blair at 1 under. In 16th, we got a tie there. Sam Burns, Billy Horschel, Stefan Yeager, Sergio Garcia, Russell Henley, and Isaiah Salina are even par. And we can't wait for Saturday. 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 But one person will not be there again. What is wrong with Tiger Woods? What is wrong with Tiger Woods? Reason? Well, we ask this. His first U.S. Open start since 2020 ended Friday afternoon with a missed cut. A three-time champion at this event followed his opening 74 with a second round 73 to finish well outside the cut line at 7 over and outside a couple of holes early in his first round. Woods never seemed to be in the tournament. There was some optimism around Tiger's ability to be competitive at Pinehurst number 2, given the warm weather and relatively flat course would presumably help him avoid being physically limited on the course, which is what has most significantly made his play in the past. While Woods' ball striking seemed mostly in check throughout his 36 holes, there are simply not enough low scores, especially late in the round. Woods did get his round started with a few highlights that suggested he was capable of improving from his 4 over position on the leaderboard at Thursday, starting with a big par save on the second hole, which played as one of the toughest on the course on Friday. He then brought the Pinehurst gallery to their feet just a few holes later, finishing the long par -4 fourth with a birdie putt. Now, starting strong was the theme in each of Woods' rounds, but so was the inability to match that success in his second 9. Woods had 4 bogeys on the front 9 Thursday when he started on the 10th hole, then 2 bogeys and no birdies on the back 9 on Friday when he started at number 1. In both cases, his first sets were better, but he was plagued by either mistakes or missed opportunities the deeper he got into his rounds. Though Woods had 9 USGA championships to his name, 3 U.S. Opens, 3 U.S. Amateurs, and 3 U.S. Junior Amateurs, this particular major has not been a place where he's found success in the latter stages of his career. This year's edition of Pinehurst number 2 was just Tiger's 5th U.S. Open start since 2014, and the results of those starts are 4 missed cuts and tied 21 in 2019, which was held at Pebble Beach, where he won previously. The same year, he won the Masters, his last major championship. Tiger's qualification for the field in 2024 actually came as a result of a special exemption. The U.S. Open offers automatic exemptions for the last 10 U.S. Open champions and the last 5 Master winners. So how will Woods treat his U.S. Open future? He seemed murky about whether he would continue playing the event when asked after the round. He noted that he has, quote, 1 more event this season that'll come back whenever I come back, end quote. As far as my last Open Championship or U.S. Open Championship, I don't know what that is. Woods said it may or may not be. While Tiger may be stewing in his frustrations of missed opportunities in the moment, it feels unlikely that he would completely close the door to playing future U.S. Opens, especially with Oakmont, Shinnecock Hills, Pebble Beach, and Wingfoot coming up as options in the next 4 years. Now, Jack Nicklaus received more than a handful of special exemptions near the end of his playing career, and the tone from the USGA heading into this week's championship certainly suggests that it holds Tiger in similar esteem. The 2024 U.S. Open at Pinehurst number 2, the course where he was runner-up to Michael Campbell in 2005 and finished tied for third in 1999, did seem like an opportunity for Woods to recapture a glimmer of glory here in the late stages of his career. He's a fierce competitor, yes, who claims he wants to have a chance to contend anytime he tees it up for a tournament, but there's a question as to whether he needs to play more tournaments to have his game in position to reach that desired port of contention. Those questions are for later, though. What stands now is frustration from Tiger that he did not play better in a special championship at a special place where he felt his play was better than what was written on the scorecard. Ohhhh. Okay, let's keep going. WNBA once again A couple of things cupping in mind as I take some ice cream here. Actually, it's ice cream and sorbet. Mm. Oh, delicious. Boston's coming up 52 to 84. But with misses of 3 points like that, ooh. Amid a rise in both positive and negative discourse surrounding the WNBA, Indiana Fever rookie Caitlin Clark addressed recent comments regarding her name being used for racism and misogyny prior to her team's 91-84 win over the Atlanta Dream on Thursday. Clark said, quote, "It's disappointing. I think everyone in our world deserves the same amount of respect. The women around our league deserve the same amount of respect. People should not be using my name to push those agendas. It's disappointing. It's not acceptable." End quote. She added that respecting her and fellow players is a basic human thing that everybody should do. Clark's pregame comments come in the wake of a social media backlash from Connecticut Sun guard Janai Carrington, who criticized Clark for saying she wanted to focus on basketball during shoot rounds earlier on Thursday. Clark had said that what people say online was not something I can control. I don't put too much thought and time into thinking about things like that. And to be honest, I don't see a lot of it, Clark added. Basketball is my job. Everything on the outside, I can't control that. So I'm not going to spend time thinking about that, end quote. The top overall pick in this season's WNBA draft, Clark has been in the headlines long before she debuted for Indiana. Her recent play, the news that she was left off the Team USA Olympic roster, have only added to the growing conversations about her in the league, be it from her fans or her critics. Meanwhile, this weekend, Clark's Fever will face the Chicago Sky and fellow rookies Angel Reese and Camila Cardozo, the players who topped Clark's Iowa squad in the last two NC2A national championships. The game is going to be Sunday, June 16th at noon. It'll be on CBS. And we're 2 minutes to halftime. So let us do a little what, as I like to call it, do a little sage searching here, so we can get to our electronic board just to see where I was going to next. Sounds good? Fantastisch. Fantastisch. Let's go over here. And let's go activity log for just a moment. Got to just see what we also got. We're at the 28-minute mark of our show here. It is 52 to 92. 2 minutes, 30 seconds left in the third. Boston trying to capitalize. And let's go to public post. Uber post, yes. So you can see what else we were going to talk about tonight. It's nice to have a script with you. And since SmackDown ended, they taped earlier tonight. We had to keep a lid, so no spoilers. Squawk. Come on, what have I done here? It was working before last night. I don't want to deselect. I want to. There we go. One view. Thank you. We're starting to view our little things here. Okay. We got the this. We got the that. We got. Yeah. Okay. Okay. We got a couple more things. We're at the halftime, folks. Get ready. We're getting now to our next report, which is, friends, right now 92-57 Dallas. So with a minute 29 left in the third, we're going to say it. It looks like Game 5 on Monday. Game 5 on Monday from Boston. Here we go. Now for the MMA, mixed martial arts. We're talking the UFC. Dana White owes UFC fans an explanation, and I humbly do agree with the masses. Why, you may ask? It's 92-60, Boston coming back 32 points down. Ooh. Oh boy. Dallas knows if they don't sink a three right now, Boston's going to come back. What a long, strange trip it has been to International Fight Week, Conor McGregor's never ending return, and the 2 week fire drill that was the chase to save UFC 303. For a promotion which used its recent Roku documentary series Inside the UFC as a public victory lap surrounding its ability to deal with last minute stresses of matchmaking and cancellations, UFC brass can certainly pat itself on the back once again for how it turned lemons into lemonade by replacing both the main and co-main event of UFC 303 along with preparing next week's main event for its debut in Saudi Arabia after Kazmat Shimev fell ill as the rest of the MMA world sat in the dark about what the truth really was. Now, nearly 2 weeks after a McGregor press conference with Michael Chandler in Dublin, Ireland was canceled in the 11th hour without any explanation at all in terms of reason why. What do we seem to think? What we do seem to think we know is that an unspecified injury suffered just days before the event by McGregor is what led to his ultimate withdrawal, with hope that the fight, which would mark the return of the UFC's biggest star in history for the first time since 2021, will get rescheduled in the fall. However, the UFC has yet to actually comment on the injury, what part of McGregor's body it affected, or whether any of the knee-jerk conspiracy theories being tossed around, including the debate over if this was actually a contract dispute, not an injury at all, that was unable to save the promotion's biggest summer blockbuster, might actually be indeed true. Business as usual for the UFC in 2024 includes not just an aversion to the media by CEO Dana White, but an admitted hatred for those whose job it is to report upon the company's day-to-day business developments. But UFC's unprecedented silence over the past 2 weeks, while fans who helped pay the exorbitant ticket prices to help make UFC 303 the largest gate in company history, waited anxiously to see whether their non-refundable airline tickets and hotel stays might be heading towards disaster, felt like an altogether new low of Bush League behavior for a brand whose behavior does not quite match up with its boast of making MMA a big four sport in the eyes of the general public. So, what happened? Simple, our teleprompter's stuck again. Oh, come on. Come on, baby. Get up here. Okay. Uh, in 33 minutes, no, well, we're going to say 34 minutes we've been on the air. And, oh boy. How's it going? Not very well. Nope, indeed not. I think I made chocolate mousse here. Yeah. Anyway. Uh, taking some. No wonder. We got to close up CBS Sports. Now reopen so we can get the MMA thing going. Okay. All right. And if you're wondering, just 2 months after the UFC was barely able to salvage a main event for its landmark UFC 300 card by calling two-division champion Alex Pereira to save the day at the last minute. Whether a pattern is developing here, you wouldn't be far off. White and company went to the bullpen once more to call on Pereira to save UFC 303 as he sets to defend his 205-pound title in a rematch with former champ Yuri Prokaska. Brian Ortega Diego Lopez featherweight clash will also replace the co-main event after Jamal Hill, who helped save UFC 300 by fighting Pereira, pulled out with an injury after his own original opponent, Khalil Roundtree Jr., had already done the same. Okay, we just began the fourth quarter. It is 92-60 Dallas. So we might as well say it, unless Dallas throws it, Boston is Dallas just forced state game 5. We'll see when game 5 is shortly, but let's keep going here. For as successful as UFC has become, setting records, financial numbers year over year on an annual basis, why has it become so hard for it to keep the pipeline of superstar headlining fighters fresh and on the ready? And why has the promotion been so cryptic and clandestine in its own dissemination of information, which affects not just the MMA news cycle, but the travel plans of its paying audience? The answer for all the issues regarding star power seems to play hand in hand with the difficulties in keeping advertised fights intact despite the unavoidable realities of injuries and happenstance. The modern UFC vehicle, which has been fueled since 2018 by a record output deal signed with ESPN, is much more of a faceless content churning machine than star-making incubator of old. This UFC is more focused on keeping up the minimum number of dates in order to satisfy the deal, which is why White was so brazen in how he successfully willed the product back onto the airwaves in 2020 amid the breakout of the pandemic. That's why the UFC, dipping back into its playbook of old, to stage press conference in Ireland to promote McGregor Chandler felt so 2010, back when the company relied on breakthrough pay-per-view stars like Ronda Rousey, Brock Lesnar to reach new corporate heights felt so refreshing. Now, if you think UFC has too many fight cards per year and not enough elite talent to populate the marquee, despite the fact that ticket prices and live gate records seem to rise on a monthly basis, you are so correct. And even though McGregor hasn't been active enough this decade to really consider himself still an active fighter, the promotion's change is going away from its commitment to build crossover stars, is catching up with them, creating a myth to the general public of how badly, similar to Tiger Woods' relationship to golf, that the UFC still relies on McGregor to stay afloat. The McGregor era appears sadly to be over, regardless of whether he actually returns to fight Chandler later this year, but his curious and still fully unexplained exit from UFC 303 has exposed how badly the UFC needs to refocus its efforts away from things like power slap and politically laced walkouts to focus on actually feeding the monster it worked so hard to create and its new partner, a wrestling organization with enough scandal to put them out of business. So, wow. Right now, 8:47 left to play. Dallas leads Boston 100-66. 167. They're starting to come back, but it's not going to be worth it. Dallas has unofficially, make that now officially garnered a game 5. Will that be the same thing tomorrow on the NHL side? Can Edmonton win at least one game? So right now, ABC has a game 5 in the NBA and are praying for a game 5 in the NHL. The NHL tomorrow night, 8 o'clock on ABC. Okay, we are at 40 minutes past 8 o'clock. Let's get you some of the scores of scores. Voila! And first, let's get you on to the Media Fandango. Oh, Media Fandango. Yeah. Okay, now, if you were watching um, Game 3 at the NHL Stanley Cup Finals, Sean McDonald of ESPN and ABC, their lead NHL play-by-play voice, his muted call of the Florida Panthers' victory over the Edmonton Oilers in Game 3 left many wondering whether the ESPN play-by-play broadcaster was under the weather. Our friends at Awful Announcing can confirm that McDonald is in fact fighting through an illness which affected his call of the game on Thursday night. ESPN Senior Vice President of Production and Remote Events, Mark Gross, told Awful Announcing in a statement, quote, Sean has been under the weather, and we are grateful for him pushing through and giving it his all last night. He's a consummate pro, one of the best play-by-play commentators in the business, and we're lucky to have him on our team. Sources at ESPN described McDonald as devastated that he's been affected by the illness at a time in which he's calling the Stanley Cup Final for a second time since the network required the rights in 2021. He's even gone as far as to consult with team doctors in Edmonton in an attempt to overcome the illness. The 62-year-old broadcaster previously missed the Game 2 matchup between Florida Panthers and New York Rangers in the Eastern Conference Final on May 24th. It's believed that McDonald's current illness could stem from his previous one, which may have worsened with the lengthy flight from Florida to Edmonton between Games 2 and 3 this week. At this point in playoffs, very few, if any, hockey players are fully healthy, and while they may not endure the same on-ice hits that they do, a run to the Stanley Cup Final remains taxing for all involved. Traveling as much as ESPN's top broadcast team can certainly take a toll, and unfortunately for McDonald, that appears to be what may have happened here. Currently, McDonald remains slated to call Game 4 of the Stanley Cup Final in Edmonton Saturday night, with the Panthers laying claim to a 3-0 series lead. It could prove to be the final game of the series. Well, just like Dallas versus Boston, that tonight could have been Game 4, the conclusion, and we only would have to worry about Game 4 in the NHL on Saturday. When do we come with the Game 5, boys? We're trying to find that out right now. It looks like possibly Monday, 8:30. Monday. So you got that going. Okay, we done that. Let's get to the scores, and then we'll see what else we can do. It's a Friday night. It's a freaky Friday, but it's a Friday nonetheless. By the way, check out the Ballers. Check out the Ballers sideshow right after us. Just go over to the Ballers sideshow. Look it up on YouTube. You'll see it. Right now, let's get you to some soccer or football. In the Euro 2024 Group A, Germany beat Scotland 5-1 in the international friendlies. Argentina beat Guatemala 4-1, and Peru beat El Salvador 1-0. Only game scheduled for Major League Soccer tonight. 90 minutes have elapsed, but they've added 13 minutes of injury time. New York City Football Club is down 1 on the Columbus Crew, 3-2 Crew lead. And let's see here. We're going to have extra time here, kids. Let's see. I think we are going to have extra time. Extra time, my darling, extra time. And yes, Game 5, Monday night, 8:30. Dallas, we might as well just call this one. Dallas 112, Boston 67. Game 5 back in Boston on Monday night. Okay. A little program note for you. Tuesday night, I'm not sure I don't know if we're gonna have a show on Tuesday night. We got a situation here where there will be another inspection of our chalet here, of our little studios, our little apartment here, and another Pest Genie will be here for what is reportedly their final time here at Park Forest. And not only will there be an inspection of our facility here, but they're going to exterminate. They're going to spray, and hopefully that will knock the hell out of the bed bugs and leave me alone. I did find out earlier tonight or earlier today that the former occupant here also had bed bugs. So my thing is that there have been bed bugs here, and that sort of worries me. But I'm not going to worry at all. Uh, I'm just going to do what I can. They're going to do what they can. The next treatment is going to be done with a new company where they're going to use the dog to sniff out the bed bugs. I'm doomed, but we will let you know if we're going to do a show if we're going to do a broadcast. I keep calling it a show. I'm going to let you know if I'm going to be. I'm going to let you know if Tuesday we are going to do a broadcast. So bear with us, stay with us, and we will let you know. Um, just pray for us, okay? Thank you. USL Championship, Loudoun United and Las Vegas Lights went to a 1-1 tie. In USL League One, Charlotte Independence beat the Chattanooga Red Wolves 4-2. In the NISA, 7 minutes into the game, scoreless between Capo and Irvine Zeta. MLS Next Pro, New England Revolution over the New York Red Bulls, numero dos for both teams. 1-0 Revolution, the second was your winner. In the 85th minute right now, Austin and Portland are scoreless. USL League Two, none of their games are up and about. But in the NPSL East Region, Keystone West Conference, Philadelphia over Hershey 3-2. The East Region Mid-Atlantic Conference, the DMV Elite over the Greater Lowell Rough Diamonds 5-1. In the Midwest Great Lakes Conference, Erie beat Niagara 5-0. Michigan defeated Cleveland 5-0. And Steel City defeated Southern Indiana. Guess what the score was? Yep, 5-0. In the Midwest Region North Conference, no score between Sioux Falls and Siouxland. In the National Women's Soccer League, Kansas City and Chicago ended in a 2-2 tie. Okay, so that is pretty much takes us out of the football. Let's go to the AHL playoffs, the American Hockey League playoffs. Coachella beat Hershey 4-3. Let's do some basketball, see if anything is going on in there. As we said, Dallas is about to call the game 5. They lead right now 117-77. So official is as official is. In the WNBA, Minnesota took out Los Angeles 81-76, and the Washington Mystics beat the Chicago Sky 83-81. We got 10 minutes now to kibitz. So we're going to do the easy thing. Yes. We're going to beg. No. What we're going to do right now is to give you entertainment headlines. And a little bit of Michigan news. In an effort to enhance viewing experience for Mid-Michigan residents, WLNM Channel 29 will soon undergo changes to its transmitter tower. On Tuesday, June 25th, the popular television station serving the Lansing, Michigan TV market will temporarily halt its transmissions as it moves to a new tower location aimed at delivering better reception to viewers. The transition will start at 7 a.m. on June 25th, weather permitting. WLNM's programming will return to the airwaves that evening. The tower of WLNM simulcasts WILX's programming on 29.1 and 29.2 and offers market-exclusive entertainment program for viewers who receive channels 29.3 through 29.7 through an over-the-air broadcast antenna. The WLNM tower allows Mid-Michigan viewers to enjoy NBC and MeTV programming in a larger geographic area than what can be seen by the Channel 10 tower alone. By the way, WLNM was purchased by WILX's owners, Gray Television Group, Gray Media Group, for some shekels. By the way, did you know that Shaq is going to be hosting a new game show on ABC called, let's see, come on guys. Yeah, Shaq's got a new game show on ABC coming soon. It's, I think, called 13 Questions. Let's see. The decision to relocate to tower comes as part of WILX's commitment to enhancing its service and ensuring optimal reception for its viewers. Let's see. WLNM 29 provides free over-the-air programming in the region, offering a diverse range of content that ensures there's something for everyone, from news, weather, sports, and NBC programming on 29.1 to beloved classic shows on 29.2, MeTV, and classic dramas on 29.3, Star TV. Viewers can find compelling history and military programs on 29.4, Story Television, which maybe not for long, film favorites on 29.5, movies, comedy on 29.6, catchy, and religious programming on 29.7. The tower relocation is not expected to disrupt viewers, blah, blah, blah. And there you go. So it's business as usual. Hey, Deborah, shake it to us. How you doing? The NFL has reportedly rejected ESPN's $70 Sunday ticket proposal. You wanted, the class action antitrust suit involving the NFL Sunday ticket package centers around the plaintiff's contention that the league kept the package priced artificially high to discourage fans from subscribing. That would theoretically ensure more fans watch network broadcasts. That raised the obvious question, could Sunday ticket have been priced lower? The trial, which began on June 7th in Los Angeles, has featured some interesting developments, and among the revelations, according to CourthouseNews.com, an email showed that ESPN offered to carry package for $70 for an entire season beginning in 2023 and offer single-team deals as well, but the NFL rejected that idea. YouTube TV is offering the 2024 season for $349. Jesus bleeping Christ. Initially filed in 2015, but now just making it to court, the class action lawsuit pits subscribers and commercial establishments against the NFL, contending the league violated antitrust laws when it allowed DirecTV to explicitly sell the Sunday ticket package out of market Sunday afternoon games from CBS and Fox at what it claims to be an inflated price while restricting competition. DirecTV carried the package from '94 through 2022 when YouTube picked it up. Among other developments thus far, New England Patriots owner Robert Kraft said in a deposition that the league wanted to maintain a premium price for Sunday ticket because a low price would have hurt NFL TV partners CBS and Fox. University of San Francisco sports economist Daniel Rasher testified the league went with DirecTV, which had 13 million subscribers, rather than a cable TV provider that might have provided 90 million to subscribers to limit access to games. According to Kraft's deposition, the NFL also frowned upon a proposal by Apple, which reportedly could have added 15 million to 20 million new subscribers. The plaintiffs are seeking up to $7 billion in damages from the NFL, and that figure would be tripled under U.S. antitrust laws to $21 billion. Oh boy! Hey Deborah, what's new? How you doing? One Criminal Minds Gold Star theory could bring back a fan favorite character. This does contain spoilers, so a little warning. By the way, forget it. Dallas has won this game and has forced to Game 5 on Monday night. The mysterious gold star in Criminal Minds Evolution could possibly be former BAU member Ellie Greenway. Ooh. These are summaries. There are no spoilers in the summaries. Ellie's trauma and government experience make her a likely suspect for a serious serial killer, Gold Star. Hotch and Reed could return to help solve the Gold Star mystery in Criminal Minds Evolution Season 2. So, there you go. So there you go. An update on Ricochet and Samantha Irvin's status with the WWE. Ricochet is expected to be departing WWE once his contract expires later this summer. He was written off television after Braun Breaker sent him through a glass windshield on Raw, with WWE stating that Ricochet will be out indefinitely. According to Fightful Select, Ricochet's contract officially expires in July, and as of this writing, he does not have any more scheduled appearances. As for Irvin, Fightful reports there is no indication she is leaving WWE, nor are details about her ring-announcing contract are known. She did travel to Scotland for Clash of the Castle, which is, I do believe, tomorrow. Prior reports have suggested that Ricochet may end up in AEW, and if so, could Samantha Irvin be AEW bound? Anyway, let's continue, please. Paramount Global's ongoing buyout saga is causing a bit of concern in NFL circles. John Arond of Puck says that the NFL is feeling some angst about Paramount's scattered deal with Skydance, who the NFL formed a joint venture with back in 2022 for scripted and unscripted content. Specifically, the league is gaming out their options in case CBS Sports can't pay its $2 billion in annual rights fees to the league. For whatever it is worth, this is considered highly unlikely, though it does remain a remote possibility. Oh my lord, Ellie Greenaway. Yeah, notice I said nothing further on that. We cut the report off there. In addition to its long-term deal with the NFL, Paramount has expensive long-term deals with the PGA Tour, UEFA, the Big Ten, and the NCAA for March Madness. If Paramount can't pay, the next steps for the company and the NFL remain uncertain. It doesn't seem plausible that the league will pull games off CBS in the middle of the season. Could the deal get voided after 2024 if Paramount simply can't pay? That is a remote possibility, but if Paramount just can't afford the NFL, the league isn't going to take a haircut on the rights fees just to keep the peace. As the Paramount buyout saga rolls along, we'll keep an eye on what ends up happening. If another buyer or even Skydance again steps up in the coming weeks or months, maybe the NFL's angst will be settled. But if we reach the fall and Paramount's still on the market with no resolution, the NFL won't be any less worried, but will wonder where their future lies. And the game is over. Dallas has forced to Game 5. Monday night, 8:30 on ABC and ESPN. Speaking of which, let's get you the results of SmackDown, which was taped earlier this morning, which would be evening in Scotland. Let's get going. Naomi versus Chelsea Green. The winner of that, Naomi. Okay, next one. Santos Escobar versus Apollo Cruz. Santos Escobar won that one. Yada dee yada dee. Queen Nia Jax versus Michin. Queen Nia Jax won that one, obviously. Okay. Kevin Owens took on Solo Sequoia, and the winner was, who do you think? Let's see here. Solo Sequoia, with help from two of the Bloodline members who were barred from ringside. And right, it was a solid show, but still, you got it right there. Wow, you don't get to do the rest of this thing, but you know what? You know what? We're going 5 minutes over, so here we go. 5 minutes over, folks. Here are the ho-hum numbers for the first three games of the Maverick Celtics. Game 1, 10.99 million viewers. Game 2, 12.31 million viewers. Game 3, 11.43 million viewers. So there you go. Yippee-i-o-ki-yay. Let's see here. Just keep going here. There's going to be a Blue Beetle animated series in the works at Warner Brothers Animation, DC Studios. Pat Sajak passed the Wheel of Fortune hosting baton to Ryan Seacrest. Let's see here. What else is going on? Of course, there's officially a new number 2 soda behind Coca-Cola. Who would that be? Dr. Pepper is now the number 2. Okay, do we have one more before we have to say au revoir? I know, because a lot of people want us to say au revoir. Yep. Ryan Seacrest is the new host of Wheel of Fortune. Let's see. Congratulations to WWE superstar Drew McIntyre. He won. Detroit Lions are expected to sign UFL kicker Jake Bates. That guy's amazing. Okay. Okay, don't forget the UFL Championship, Stallions versus the Brahmas. After you're off the air, I'm going to start a call with you. Dougie, answer it. Well, we'll try. Let's see here. Do we have any more before we once, twice, thrice? Okay. Here is a big one. Because of the popularity of the remake of Willy Wonka, Wonka 2, from World of Real, Wonka 2 is set for potential 2027 release. So there you go. The Intuit Dome is headed for an early completion, finally. Okay, additional security measures. in effect at the Toledo Zoo. And guess what, folks? We're done. We are just about 20 seconds left. Thank you, everybody, for joining us for what has been a very interesting week. Next week, it's even going to be more interesting once again. I will let you know if there will be a Tuesday show. So I'll let you know early. I'm going to talk to the management here at the apartment complex, and just I'll give you the word. Uh, if we're going to have a show tomorrow, Tuesday night, we'll let you know. I got to talk to management on Monday, give them all the blessings and that, except for any photographs of our little place here. But that is going to wrap things up for us tonight. For my producer in Stallworth, one half of the dynamic equal host, my producer, good friend, Mr. Matthew Nichols. Thank you, Brother Matt. Thank you, Jay the Brain Man, or as we like to say, Jay the Brain with two N's to avoid legal man. We hope to get back to the podcast very soon, like mid-July, which I'm hoping to have my cat Uno with us to be a part of the total complex of this broadcast. That's going to wrap things up. Listen, enjoy the Baller Sideshow. Let's see, who's hosting that on YouTube? Yeah, who's hosting that on YouTube? Right now, The Late Show, Raise Your Horns with Snowdub and Stone Cold Loki. That is on the air right now. Baller Sideshow is in a delay right now. It's being done on Mandy Summers' channel. Oh, Mandy. Join Shane Davies, Mandy Summers, Dale Keown, and a lot of surprising folks. So please do all that. They're talking wrestling with Hot American Summer on another channel. But enjoy the Baller Sideshow on Mandy Summers' YouTube channel or on Rumble. You can also join the Late Show, Raise Your Horns with Snowdub and Stone Cold Loki on Loki's Morning on Mischief's YouTube channel. With all that said, have a great weekend. Don't forget tomorrow afternoon or morning. I think it's going to be maybe noon Eastern time. It's the Clash at the Castle live from Scotland. So until then, peace to all, blessings to all, with love. I am Steve, the Backsman Backsleek. Good night. This has been a presentation of the second place Network of Champions. I should have said that last. Okay. This has been a presentation of Mystifying Creativity Productions in association with the L2C Media Network, the second place winner of the Irving Schwarb Network of the Year Awards. Thanks, everybody, for watching. God, where do I come up with this? I have no idea. Thanks, everybody, for watching. Peace. Good night. God bless. We'll see you tomorrow night, hopefully on Tuesday. We'll give you all the details Monday night, what's going on here. But join me on Tuesday, I hope. And join me tomorrow, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. You know the drill. Thanks, everybody. Good night. Have a good old weekend.